welcome everybody to this interview. Ik heb dat al 10 keer gezegd in vorige video's, dus ja, ze beginnen zelfs te lachen, want ik heb altijd dezelfde toon als ik dat zeg. Hi, I'm Dominique. I'm the founder of a company called Dyck. Welcome everybody to this interview. I'm here today with Koen van Dyck from Baloise Insurance. So please, Koen, introduce yourself.
I'm working for Baloise Insurance Belgium, in fact. Baloise Insurance Belgium is part of the Baloise Holding, which is a Swiss company. We are located in several countries, mainly Switzerland, but also the Dyck region, Germany, and Belgium, of course, a little bit the Netherlands and Luxembourg. It's mainly retail and also enterprise, but we also typically, for example, we also do marine business, which is a little bit a unique position in the Belgian market.
Now, when you say indeed governance, that means in a way doing contract management, vendor management, really monitoring and managing that relationship. Now, if you could give a couple of best practices, the things that have worked, and maybe also the things that didn't work, that you tried because you have a bit of experience in that. So what are, in your opinion, the things that working doing contract management, and what are the things that do not really have contributed to realizing that governance success?
I think one of the first things you have to make sure is that you really know why you're outsourcing. Yeah. Not only for yourself, but also for the other stakeholders. Because if there is a mismatch on the why, then you have a problem. Mm-hmm. How do you drive? Do you see if there is an incident? Do you see that as a problem, or do you see this as an opportunity to do it better next time? So these is kind of things you have also to find an outsourcing partner which fits within your size and within in the culture, because if it's completely mismatched, then it will be very difficult.
Agreed.
In the first steps in outsourcing, in fact, we were forced to do it because at that moment, Mercator Bank, we have to. The bank was sold to ING because at that moment in time, Mercator Belgium had some poor financial results, so we have to take action. And as a result of that, we had to complete IT infrastructure, which was sized for banking and insurance, but we only use it for insurance.
Thought-provoking how you treat your partners. I can assure you that there's many other clients that have another way of acting with their service providers. Now, one of the things you mentioned as well, Koen, is indeed your stakeholder alignment. And I know it's quite challenging. You have a business case you always built in the beginning of your sourcing. Now, I'm always curious how to keep sure that you are aligned with your stakeholders, both internally and externally, and that you can prove down the line that you have had value for money, that your business case realizes. So how do you approach that as a company and with your sourcing relationships?
To be honest, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
That's true.
It depends on the services. If you have a lot of change in the services, then the baseline changes. So then it's more difficult to really show the value for money. Nevertheless, we try to measure it. For example, if one of the reasons of the outsourcing is that we like to have more agility, this means that we're looking for a partner which can guarantee us that they have a certain scale to deliver the needed competence at a certain moment in time, depending on our need.
But you have to capture that, you have to monitor that.
We have to monitor, we have to capture that, and this we have to do via service management and also via the governance levels on tactical and strategic level.
Yes.
So
you involve your stakeholders in the governance, that's what you're saying in fact.
Also your business.
And your business.
The stakeholders is not only, in fact, the governance on the other side, on the different levels, operational, tactical, strategic, but also your business. Yes. Because that's also very important, that they know what they can expect from the service provider, in fact, and how to deal with it.
And by pulling them into the governance, you get them engaged in the results and the final business case of the outsourcing contract, so they can manage their own expectation, because that's what it comes to in the end to. So, because if you don't manage their expectation, they will say the deal hasn't delivered because they weren't involved in the governance.
Yeah, and what we also do is we also, within the governance, we have to involve them in the business plans of Baloise. If you look to the business plans, it's not only on a financial point, but what are the major projects which are coming along for the next couple of years? What do we expect from them? Yeah. Are there certain domains where we think that we need to improve? Yes. And if we can show them in an open and clear way what we try to achieve, Then we expect, on the other hand, that they also bring in their expertise.
And they contribute to that success.
Contribute to that success, and then, but it depends a little bit on the type of outsourcing.
So, thank you, Koen, for sharing your deep insights in how at Baloise you engage in outsourcing. I'm also curious, maybe as a last question, what is still on the horizon? Where would you put your stake in the ground and say, well, look, these are the couple of things we still want to achieve with outsourcing, with our business partners in the next future?
We have to make sure that we keep the lights on, right? Because if we have a problem just in running the business, then you immediately have problems overall, right? That's clear. But if you look to outsourcing, and also if you look to the ambition of Baloise, and also for IT, bijvoorbeeld becoming the technology partner for the business, now we really have to build further on partnership, relationship with strong outsourcing partners, sometimes in very specific domains, to assure the agility which, depending on the business needs, because the business expects that we can bring the right companies together in a win-win situation to realize the business value. And I think if you look to outsourcing itself, one of the domains where we have to improve, and we are making steps there, is if you look to strategic vendor management. Of course, we have, if you look to Belgium, we have a lot of outsourcing partners. Also on group level, we do certain collaborations. But I think we can enhance collaboration also on group level with certain partners, and we also can do a better strategic sourcing so that they are better prepared to fulfill our demands. Also in the IT development arena, for example, there. Typically, sometimes we struggle to find the right resources at the right time. That's not always easy. And if you have very strong partnerships and you're really involved from the beginning, then you can count on them. So that's we outsourcing, right sourcing, partnerships, ecosystems will I think even increase in the future. Doesn't say that we don't need the minimal viable knowledge. Especially in certain functions, certain domains, we really have to bring the people and train the people and skill the people and do the necessary certifications that we are sure that we can go it in a very structural way.
Because indeed, with your business partners, you do it together. If you then don't have the good knowledge, you cannot work with a partner which brings in additional knowledge. You have to work in that symbiosis, I would say. Yeah. Okay.
That's. And most important thing is people.
Most important thing is people. And on those words, I would like to thank you very much, Koen, for sharing your deep knowledge. I retain a couple of things, and the first one is indeed that governance is all about involving the right people, making sure you have your stakeholders and the partners really involved in your governance. Then secondly, indeed, the management of the contract, so you have to manage what the results want to be with your contract. And thirdly, you have to be willing to look forward and make sure you bring in the right strategic knowledge in the future when you're ready and when you have the right people on board yourself as well to get the most out of that relationship.
If you have the people on board which are proud to work for the company, then you can realize the results which are needed for the customers.
Thank you very much for this interview, Koen, and thank you everybody for watching this video.